Welcome to my channel. I'm Gayle, and today we're going to do a gentle, restorative, slow-moving practice that is great to do maybe first thing in the morning before you've really gotten going, or last thing at night, or any time that you just need to kind of slow down and recharge yourself. So all you really need for this practice is your mat, a small towel, and just time to enjoy yourself. So we're going to start on our bellies. So come down onto your belly. Rest your forehead on the top of your hands and let your body relax. On your inhale, feel your belly pushing into the floor a little bit. And see if you can notice that your ribs are expanding to the sides. Your belly's pressing outward into the floor, and your back is lifting away from the floor. Just let yourself relax and be with your breath. Enjoying all the movement that you can feel from lying here and simply breathing. Allow your breath to be nice and slow, like it's just gliding effortlessly. Notice the difference between the inhale and the exhale. Notice all those little places in your body that are relaxing, even though you may not have noticed that they were tense. Or you may have noticed that they were very tense and they're starting to let go. And take your small towel and fold it up just a small size. We're going to place this between our hip bones and our ribs. So if you can make it something like this, size like this would be ideal. I wouldn't say you'd want a really big towel for this, like a smallish towel. Or you could like roll up part of a bigger towel if that's all you had, but just make the rolled up part kind of like what would fit between your hands. And then take the towel and place it right between your hip bones and your low ribs. And rest your forehead back on the floor. If you've never done this before, this might be a little bit uncomfortable. And you can always make that size of the roll a little bit smaller if you need to. You're going to get a lot more feedback on the movement of your belly when you breathe with this blanket, with this rolled blanket pressing up into your belly. Now what's also super nice, and I forgot to mention this at the beginning, if you have a Coregeous ball, a yoga tune-up ball, or any kind of soft inflatable ball, this can also be great to place underneath in the same spot. And it'll give you that feedback. On the inhale, it's kind of like your belly presses outward, so you lift a little bit up on the ball. And then as you exhale, you let the ball just sink in so that your body's releasing around the ball. So either way, some kind of rolled up towel or some kind of soft, really soft inflatable ball will work well for this. Now, I have had one or two students said this was very uncomfortable to the point where they were feeling nauseous. And if that happens to you, then of course, come off the ball. But for most of us, I think this might just be a slightly uncomfortable feeling, or if you get used to doing this, it can feel really good. It's good for your digestion. It's good for feedback on your breathing. It can help release some tight back muscles. So we'll just stay here for a few more breaths. If you want to add a little movement, feel free to do that. Really, the movement, if you were on the roll-up towel, like with the ball glides and it's really nice. If you were on the rolled-up towel, you might just kind of feel like you were rolling back and forth on the edges. And just changes the pressure a little bit more than holding still. So all of this is really good to massage your organs of elimination, the small intestine and the large intestine, and just everything that's around it. Okay, so now we'll just take the towel and the ball out of the way and just lie in your belly. And notice if your whole body feels a little bit more relaxed. I know mine does. And again, let yourself just rest here to absorb the feelings. That sensation of letting go. Notice how good that feels. Let your shoulders relax and your neck relax. And you're welcome to always pause the video and stay in any of these positions a little bit longer if you like. So now we're going to just reach our left arm out to the left. Pick up your right leg and stretch it across to the left. So what I'm trying to do is keep my shoulders more or less parallel to the ground. So I'm not like lifting opposite shoulder up, but just trying to keep my right shoulder down and reach the right leg way over to the left. Now your leg can be straight, or you could bend it a little bit. Feels good for me to be straight and getting a nice stretch across the front of my right hip. And you can adjust like how far back you want to reach. Maybe you just want a little smaller reach here. Just experiment. And we'll stay here for another couple breaths. Just letting yourself relax into this really gentle twist. Letting those hip flexors release and let go. You could turn your head to the right if you would like. And you could use that towel as a little bit of padding if that would feel good for you. So the right shoulder is relaxing toward the floor, and the right hip is lifting up a little bit. If you can get your right hip kind of almost sort of stacked above the left hip, maybe not exactly, but thinking of lifting that right hip away from the floor, it will be easier to hold this position. And you can always change the range of motion while you're in this position, just like exploring, and as your body releases, you might want to bring your leg back a little bit more, you might not. And then really slowly, just start to bring your right leg back So you're kind of rolling back into your original position on your belly. You can turn your head to the left, bring your left arm in, reach your right arm out, and reach your left leg up and across. Again, trying to keep this left shoulder down for now. And stacking that left hip over the right hip and reaching back through your leg. Let yourself relax here. So we're not in any hurry. All we're trying to do is tap into the breath and tap into letting go. Maybe making little adjustments or just enjoying how your body can start to feel different by being present with your breath. We'll stay here just a little bit longer. And slowly roll back onto your belly. And this time we'll go for more of a shoulder stretch. So bring your left arm out to the side again. The palm can be facing down or up. Bend your right knee, and this time turn your head to the right. And this is where I actually really like to have a little support underneath my head. And then start to lift your right knee up. And the right leg is kind of your controller leg. And you're just trying to open up the shoulder. So this time the right shoulder is going to come way up. And you may not be able to get as far as I'm going right now. You may be able to get further. So sometimes you can actually bring your hip to the floor. But I don't want you to try and go too deep here. I just want a gentle shoulder release. So it might mean that you're kind of a little more rolled toward the floor. Again, just experiment. The floor is not going to move, right? So your shoulder has to be able to move. And if it won't move this much, then just take it to a place where it can move without hurting it, without feeling excessive strain. You can even kind of do a little bit of waving, a little bit more into the stretch and a little bit out of the stretch. So it doesn't have to be a big movement. And then you may want to try, for those of you who are pretty open in the shoulders, you might want to try bringing your right hand behind you. See if you can find your left fingers. And kind of interlace your fingers and feel this stretch. This is actually a pretty deep stretch for me. So it's not going to be available to everyone, and that's just fine. And then we'll slowly unwind again. Key is to go slowly, not just like fly out of the pose, but to really nice and slowly feel that release of the stretch. Roll back onto your belly, and then maybe just kind of roll out this shoulder a little bit. And see how it feels. And you can reverse the direction of your circle. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So stretch your right arm out to the side. You can rest your head on your towel and then pick your left foot up, bring it across. And you may notice that one shoulder feels more open or different than the other shoulder. And again, just go into it gently. Don't fly into it and hurt yourself. Like I said, the ground isn't going to move, so it's going to have to be something in your shoulders, and we want to just take this nice and slowly so that we're not forcing anything. So I'm trying to keep my hand about the same, in the same level as my shoulder. You could try reaching your left hand back. See if you can find your right hand. Like, where is it? I know it's back there somewhere. You actually have to roll quite far back to be able to find your hand. I don't think I want to go quite that far right now, so you can just try these things for part of the time that we're here. And just learn about what's going on in your shoulder. Notice where you feel the tension. Like, I'm feeling this right up into the base of my neck. And we'll just stay here a few more breaths. And slowly, again, really slowly, so you can feel each part of this unwinding. We're going to come back onto our bellies. And then you can roll that right shoulder, just like we did the left shoulder. Feeling that range of motion. So we just stretch the front of the shoulders. Now we're going to stretch more the back. So reach your left hand forward, just enough to slide your right arm underneath. And you can figure out how, you don't want your arm positioned up so far on your neck that you're kind of restricting your throat. The more you pull you can pull your right arm across, and then if you kind of roll back, like I'm rolling back a little bit, my left shoulder closer to the floor, that'll give your right arm and shoulder and upper back a bigger stretch. So just play with a little nuances here. And so if you've got like bigger boobs, you might want to have like a higher resting place so that you feel like there's room. So I definitely want to have my forehead a little bit off the floor. It's easier not to crunch the nose. And again, just relax here. So we're trying to just observe the muscles releasing and letting go. I'm not trying to force anything here. But notice how you may be holding a little bit of tension for protection. And see if you can feel that like slowly melting. So that you enter a place of relaxation that you might not have been aware is available to you. And you can always, like I said, pause the video and stay in any of these positions a little bit longer if you like. So just start to slowly move your right arm out, and again, maybe just kind of roll internally and externally rotate the shoulder. And then you can reach the right arm forward. Reach the left arm underneath with the palm facing up. And if I roll a little bit more towards the right, I'm going to get a bigger stretch. And if I just let my body kind of rest on the left side. So you can even just gently roll a little bit to the right and relax to the left. I don't even know if you can see this movement, it's very subtle, but I can feel quite a bit right through here. So remember, sometimes less is more, because we're trying to let the nervous system relax and not fight it. The nervous system is really our friend. It's trying to protect us from going too far. The body is insanely intelligent. It wants to keep us healthy. So it's really good at healing itself. It's also pretty good at restricting ranges of motion. Although if you're one of those people that are hypermobile or super flexible, you need to remember not to go as far as you can. Like maybe from that edge and back off, maybe 30%. If someone is really tight, you might only want to back off 10 or 15%. These are all just general guidelines. A lot of it is just listening to your body. And listening to intuition and experimentation. We'll just stay here just a little bit longer. And then lift up. Maybe support yourself on your forearm and just do these internal and external shoulder rotations. And place your hands by your sides for just a little baby cobra. So just ever so gently lift up through your chest. And slide your forearms forward. We're just going to rest here in Sphinx pose for a little bit. So notice my hips. I can do a little bit of anterior tilt and a little bit of posterior tilt. So it's not a lot of movement. But if you feel any strain in your low back, you might want to posteriorly tilt a little bit. So just slightly engaging your abs. Letting your ribs relax and your shoulders relax away from your ears. Maybe just a gentle reach out through your toes. And see if you can relax into this. This can be really good for relieving some low back tension. And then walk your hands back and lift up and back into child's pose. Take some nice deep slow breaths here. And then on your next inhale, round your spine and slowly come forward. Bringing your shoulders past your wrists. And then start to pull your shoulders back. Lift up gently through your tailbone. And ripple back into your child's pose. So I'm going in super slow motion. Just to explore how my spine is feeling. will be the last one. And just rest for a breath here. And come on up and sit on your right hip. Reach the right leg forward, so the right leg's coming right out from your hip. Stretch the left leg back, so your legs are in like a 90-degree position. And then we're going to twist. Bringing your chest as close to the floor as you're ready. So you may want to prop up with a pillow here. You may want to use your towel again underneath your forehead. And you may be able to let your ribs rest on the floor. Actually, I don't think I want the towel. So find a position that's comfortable for you. You might just want to use your hands underneath your head. And let yourself relax. So if your legs start to come a little closer together, that's okay. Just notice where your body's at right now, how you're feeling. And just let your body relax into whatever position feels the best for you right now. We'll slowly start to come out of this pose. So again, just nice and slowly. Come back up. And bring your right knee forward a little bit, creating a 90-degree angle. Bring your left knee up. So we're in this 90-90 position. And just walk your hands over to the right. Just as far as I'll go for now. And you can gently do a little swing here. You could play with coming onto your forearms. And gently start to walk back. And we're just going to flip our legs. So lift your knees up. Flip to the other side. Reach your left leg out and your right leg back. So again, maybe trying to start in this 90-degree position if you can, but if you need to be like this, that's fine. And we'll just twist to the left. Now, if turning your head to the left is too much, you can prop your head up on something, or you could even let it stay to the right. And let yourself relax in this position. Again, you don't want to be super uncomfortable, so play around. Maybe use an extra pillow somewhere where you might need it. And as you stay in the pose, you might find that you can adjust a little bit more in whatever way is needed. So this requires a deep sense of listening to your body to know what adjustments to make, and an openness to try something different. And start to come on up. Again, find that 90 position with your legs. Walk your hands over to your left. You can stay up on your hands or come onto your forearms. And slowly come on back up. Bring your right leg around, and we're going to come onto our backs. Now hug your knees into your chest and just gently rock around in little circles. Stretch your left leg out and bring your right leg up. Now you can use a strap here, and you might be able to hold your foot, but you might have to be a little bit higher on your legs. You might have to hold your calf. Stretch your right arm out to the side, and slowly bring your left leg across. Your right leg across to the left. So try not to just drop your leg, but move nice and slowly. And then when you get here, you can release your leg. It might slide down a little bit, that's fine. Then take your right arm and start to curl your fingers in and reach your arm across all the way, even past your left fingertips if you can. And slowly roll back. Unfurling. We'll do that again, a little curling in, reaching your arm across. And roll back. And we'll just stay here for a few breaths. You might want to hold your foot again, or you might not. And just let everything relax. This stretch can be great for a tight piriformis or any tightness in your glutes. This is one of my favorite stretches. You can always move your shoulders a little bit to the left if you want. So just find what feels comfortable for you. Think of letting your shoulders kind of drop open. So this right shoulder is just opening up. So the top of the shoulder is kind of moving toward the floor. So instead of rounding up, it's flat or flattish. And feel all the little different sensations as the different parts of your fascia start to release. Different muscles start to relax. We'll just stay here for a few more breaths. Although I feel like I could stay here a lot longer. And if you want to do that, just pause the video. And start to bring your right hip back to the floor. So I'm pulling my right hip back to lift the right leg up. Let your hips come back, and then trying to keep this left shoulder back as much as possible. Or maybe I should say trying to keep the left hip down as much as possible. Bring your right leg out to the side. You start to get a gentle stretch on the inner thigh muscles. So I'm not rolling to the right. I'm just letting my right leg open to the right and getting a little stretch through the left shoulder. More on the inner thighs. But try not to just let myself roll like this, but keeping the left hip down. And come back to center. Bend your knee and just hug your knee into your chest. Just let the weight of your hands hold your leg in. Relax here. And bring your foot to the floor and let your knee open out to the side. And you can always prop it up with that towel that you have. use your breath to help your body to relax. So send your intention of relaxing down into those tighter places. And start to slide your right foot down your left leg, letting the hips settle. And notice how this feels. And we'll do the same thing on the left side. So bring your left leg up. Take your right hand across, holding whatever part of your leg you can comfortably reach. And start to slowly bring your left leg across to the right. So from here, don't let your leg just kind of drop to the floor, but see if you can move nice and slowly, feeling that rotation in the upper back. And then start to curl your left fingers in, reaching across. Maybe a little extra stretch past your foot. And then slowly come back. Rolling your left arm out. And then curling the fingers in, reaching across. And sliding back. And we're just going to relax here. So instead of trying to avoid the feelings of discomfort or tightness that you might be feeling, see if you can dive in there with your intention. And send your breath and healing energy to that part of your body. Our body has infinite wisdom. It knows how to heal, but we have to give our bodies a chance. Sometimes we have to get out of our own way. Sometimes we need to slow down. Sometimes we need to trust and believe that the body can heal and accept whatever the outcome is. And trying to get out of that fight or flight mode and into that rest and relaxation and restorative mode. And it might be just a subtle unfolding, unwinding in all different, areas of our body. It's not really the right words, but all our different energy bodies, the physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, all these different planes that are part of who we are. So do we believe we can heal? We've got to start with a belief. There's all kinds of studies done on a placebo and nocebo effect of how much our beliefs control our ability to heal. So sometimes that's letting go of fear. The fear that we won't heal. The fear that we'll be in pain and discomfort forever. But as we kind of know, nothing is forever. Trees drop their leaves. People are born, people die. There's decay. The oceans are changing, the mountains are changing. The most timeless elements on Earth are slowly changing and shifting. So again, I feel like I could stay here a lot longer. If you want to stay longer, pause the video. Otherwise, start to reach your left hip back to bring your left leg up. Slowly rolling onto your back and letting that left leg open out to the left. Trying to keep the right hip down. So you may only be able to come up to here, and that's fine. But find the place that you can comfortably rest in for a couple of breaths. And bring your leg back up, bend your knee, interlace your fingers, and just let the weight of your hands hold your knee in towards your chest. And just let yourself relax here. And release your left leg. Stretch your arms over your head. And just reach out through your fingers and toes. And bend your knees. Hug both knees in again. Give yourself a little hug and a squeeze. And stretch out for Savasana. Just letting everything go. Noticing how soft and open you might be feeling now. So I encourage you to stay here for as long as you like. It takes time for the body to just slowly let go of things that it's used to keeping tight for protection. Or because we don't allow ourselves to open up. When you're ready to come out, gently roll to your side. You can stay on your side for a couple of breaths. And use your hands when you're ready to come up to a comfortable seat. And thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. I really appreciate your time and consideration and your efforts. And please hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, tell your friends, leave me a comment. Let me know what you would like me to create for you. This video was inspired by a comment from one of my students, one of my friends here, Tracy, and she asked for yin, and this is kind of a yin-ish, but not totally yin. But just a nice slow moving video, and actually it feels really good. So again, thank you. Please keep tuned into my channel. I'll have a new video coming out next week. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.